Hey everyone, it's FLAK. I recently got some hands-on time with a couple of new maps on deck for Battlefield 6. Special thanks to EA for that opportunity. Was a bit short notice though, so for this video just expect some general thoughts on them, as well as a quick look at what's coming in Season 1. So, during the playtest, I got to try out two of the new maps with the first season of content for Battlefield 6. Specifically, they were Blackwell Fields and Eastwood. Both of these, I believe, are set in California, the first among a slew of oil wells, and the second in an affluent neighborhood featuring a golf course. Blackwell Fields was what you might expect from a map set in the California Badlands. It's full of scrub brush and hills. You've also got oil wells and piping breaking up lines of sight. There is a surprising amount of vehicles on that map given its size. It feels like another medium entry in the Battlefield franchise, but the bright side is that the smaller map size keeps the cadence up, especially with all those vehicles. Objective zones are small, and it felt like a brawl over them in game. Very close quarters combat for those objectives. Also, a lot of cat and mouse vehicle gameplay. Overall, I really liked that map, even if it was a bit monochromatic. There's a heavier atmosphere here, and pretty much everything is on fire, so that can be hazardous to your health. You remember Battlefield 1 and suddenly catching fire randomly? That did seem to happen quite a bit on this map. Eastwood, I enjoyed a bit more. It was a lot more colorful, and it's got that suburban sprawl feel. If you asked me to compare it to a previous Battlefield map, I would honestly say Riptide or Hollywood Heights from Battlefield Hardline. There is a big central building as an objective with some other areas sort of orbiting around it. Again, a lot of vehicles present on this map, which is seemingly larger than Blackwell Fields. Another reason it's got the hardline vibes is the new vehicle that's being added in the first season. I did get to use the Traverser Mark II, at least the gunner positions anyway, and it 100% feels like something pulled out of Hardline. If you missed the announcement, it's basically an MRAP with 3 gunner positions. Not quite as beefy as a tank, but it does have some unique support abilities. For example, it can heal nearby teammates with its integrated medbay system, or there is another unique option called Mobile Command. This actually increases the rate of capture when the vehicle is inside the objective capture area. That's pretty novel. Both of those abilities will remain active even after all soldiers exit the vehicle, as long as they remain nearby. So that's pretty useful, and it does fulfill a unique role. For new weapons, I used the SOR 300 SC Carbine. This hits harder for that category and has a lot of customization options, including the rail cover. That's a new attachment. It improves weapon draw speed, and there is also a pair of LPVO scopes. Personally, I still prefer iron sights, but the weapon performed well at close range. Recoil and accuracy is sort of a problem at distance. I would slant it more towards an SMG. The bolt-action Mini Scout sniper rifle, however, is quick to cycle, performs similar to the jungle carbine from Battlefield 5. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you might know that's one of my favorite weapons. It really rewards headshots. It doesn't do a ton of damage to the body, but on the plus side, you don't have to pop out of ADS. It also has the fastest bullet velocity out of the existing sniper rifles if you equip the extended barrels, so very much a laser beam. It was fun to shoot, and unfortunately, I only really began using it during a couple of the other game modes that we tested. I'll talk about those in a minute. There was also the GGH-22. This was pretty standard fare as a sidearm, but I'm sure people will appreciate the addition of a Glock to Battlefield 6. So I mentioned those game modes a second ago. I did get hands on both Strikepoint and Sabotage. First of all, let me say I'm a Conquest guy. I like the simplicity of it and the chaos that ensues. These new modes are much smaller. Strikepoint is a best of 10 rounds 4v4 match with no respawns. It is absolutely designed to appeal to the fatigued Rainbow Six Siege player, as well as those involved in more high-stakes esports. The goal is either control the objective or eliminate the enemy team. I don't predict it will take off as a mode, but who knows? It's important to remember throughout all of this that modes like this will feed into Portal, and who knows where they're going to go from there. Sabotage was a bit rougher around the edges as a concept. For this mode, teams are competing to destroy supplies, and it's scattered kind of throughout the map. Each round has an attacker and defender. They flip-flop after a set amount of time, and it's basically who destroys the most supplies during a set amount of time. I should mention, neither of these modes feature vehicles, and it's pure infantry combat. Again, not really Battlefield's bread and butter, but it may help tide players over until that Battle Royale drops. As for when you'll get hands on everything, Rogue Ops drops in less than a week. That arrives October 28th to be specific. This includes the Blackwell Fields map, the new carbine, rifle, and pistol, as well as new attachments and that Traverser Mark II. It'll also be your first opportunity to play Strikepoint. The Eastwood map arrives with a California Resistance expansion on November 18th. This adds that aforementioned Sabotage game mode, battle pickups, a new shotgun, and a revolver, as well as a new attachment. To me, the most important stuff here are the maps and the weapons, and it's great to see Battlefield developers actually have new content to drop in a reasonable amount of time. They've been notoriously slow with post-launch content, so hopefully this means we're going to see more regular content with shorter breaks in between. Also, I'm happy it's free. Overall, I enjoyed my time with the new maps and weapons, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of months of new content in Battlefield 6. If you have any specific questions I can answer, drop them in the comments. I'll respond if I can. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, not dislike. Make sure to subscribe. Tap the bell to get updates on all future videos. And if you want to support the channel, share this video or use my creator code through the EA app.
In the meantime, I'll throw some extra gameplay here at the end of the video, and as always, thanks for watching.
Let's move!